Good evening. Welcome to the internship program on Python programming with a focus on electronics engineers organized by Rudhaa Skillforge Technologies. So, in this internship program, we are going to learn about Python. So, what is Python? What are its unique features? And what are the goals and objectives, values of this internship program? And what is the program duration? And we are next going to see the course contents of this session. Okay, so firstly, we have to know what is Python. So, we have to learn something about introduction of Python. So, here uh, you know very well that in all the domains nowadays, Python is highly used because of its easiness to use, and it is a versatile language, and it has a large community of programmers who share the coding problems and offer the solutions also. So due to these various reasons, we are using Python in all the domains such as computing, automation, data analysis, and even in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So in all the domains, the Python is used as a primary programming language due to its versatile characteristics. So we have to learn Python. It is mandatory that Python should be known to a programmer, whether it is a computer science or electronics or any domain. So the person has to learn Python. Without Python language, nothing could be understand. So what is Python? So Python is a high level interpreted programming language known for its simplicity and readability. So what is a high level language? So here it is given as Python is a high level interpreted language. So interpretation we'll see in the future slides. First we'll learn about what is high level language. So high level language are programming languages that are designed to allow humans to write computer programs and interact with the computer system without having to or without having the person does not need any specific programming knowledge of the processor or hardware. Okay, so it is very easy to humans to write the computer programs even if he or she has a basic programming knowledge. So that kind of languages is called a high level interpreted programming language. So these kind of characteristics of a Python language make this tool to be accessible to beginners as well as the experienced programmers. So as I told before, this Python language is employed in various domains such as scientific computing, automation, data analysis, artificial intelligence, highlighting its flexibility and power. So, what are the goals and objectives of this internship program? Is the first thing is to make the students to understand the fundamentals of Python language. So, without fundamental, we need not even able to understand the program. If someone is giving the program, we are not able to understand what it is. So, we have to learn the fundamentals of Python programming, and then followed by the fundamentals, we have to learn the master core constructs. So we are going little bit deeper into the language. So that is called as master core constructs, and then we will be able to solve some of the problems. So that is the final step to enhance the problem solving skills of those who are learning Python. So these are going to be the main goals and objectives, and the vision of this program is to empower the programmers with a comprehensive understanding of Python programming. So, by enhancing their problem solving skills and to enhance the passion for technology to prepare them for real world challenges and opportunities in technological industry. So, how we are going to achieve this vision is by aligning the curriculum with industry standards and encouraging the students by creative and critical thinking by involving them in project based learning. So we will be going to solve some of the tasks that will enhance your critical and creative thinking so that you can learn the language in a better way. So the program duration of this internship is given. So here the schedule is for 8 weeks. So it is a 8 week internship program. So there are two which will be conducted in the weekends. So we have 2 days per week classes and totally 16 sessions. So each and every session will last from 1 to 2 hours depending upon the contents and the task that is given during the sessions. So the timeline of the entire internship program is given. So in the week one, it is splitted as contents in for each and every week. So here in week one, so in this week we are going to learn the basics of Python. So week two, control flow and functions, and week three followed by data structures in Python, and week four will be object oriented programming in Python, and week five we're going to learn about file handling and exceptional handling. And week 6, Python libraries and tools. And week 7, advanced topics. And week 8 will be the final project and a wrap up. So, the first session is on Introduction to Python and its basics. So, as we have seen a little bit introduction about Python, so we'll just recall these topics. So Python is a high-level general purpose programming language designed to be simple to read and write, which is mainly important. It is simple to read and write, emphasizing readability and productivity. So a normal person also can able to understand the program. It is written in such a way. So that's why it is called as a high-level programming language. So what are the key characteristics of Python? So the first thing is it is an interpreted language. So what is meant by interpreted is the coding is executed line by line, so making it easier to debug and test. So since it is executing the program line by line, we can find the error is lying in which line. So the debugging process is easy and it is easier to find out the error and we can easily correct it. So that's why it is called as a interpreted language. So high level language as we have already seen. So it is easy for a normal human to write the program. And general purpose language means it is used across a wide range of domains. So in all the domains, Python plays a major role. So that's why it termed as a general purpose language. It is used in domains like web development, data analysis, as well as in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So in all the domains it is used. So it is a general purpose language. So these are some of the key characteristics of Python. Then what are the features of Python? So we have some important unique features which makes Python to be widely used. So first feature of Python is it is due to its easier syntax. So the Python syntax is clean, simple, and it is English-like, so making it beginner friendly. So the coding can be done easily and in a simple English language. And next thing is it is a open source. That means Python is free to use and distribute, including for commercial applications. So it is a free tool for programming. So the community contributes to its continuous improvement. So the next thing is extensive libraries and frameworks. So Python comes with a robust standard library for common programming tasks. So some of the libraries of Python are NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and scikit-learn. So each and every library is meant for unique functions. So for example, Pandas is meant for data manipulation, and NumPy, which is called as numerical Python, it is for numerical computing. And the another feature is cross-platform compatibility. That means Python works on all the major operating systems, including Windows, Mac OS, Linux, without any modification. It can be used across various platforms, that is operating systems. And dynamic typing. So variables do not need explicit declaration. So their type is determined at runtime. So in Python, there is no need for explicit declaration. So that is called as dynamic typing. And community support. So a large active community ensures plenty of tutorials, forums, and resources for learning and troubleshooting. So these are some of the important features of Python that is used that so due to these features, Python is widely used in all type of applications. So next comes the applications of Python. So already we have seen a little bit about the applications of Python. So first thing is web development. So Python has libraries like Django and Flask, which are used for web development, and data analysis and visualization. So as we have seen in the previous slides, so pandas, matplotlib, so are some of the frameworks that is used for data analysis and visualization. And next application is machine learning and AI. So we have libraries in Python like TensorFlow, Keras, and scikit-learn. So these libraries are used for the development of machine learning models, and Python is also used in automation and game development. So we have a library called as Pygame, which is used for game development. So now finally let us summarize why we have to learn Python. So So there are some key features that we have discussed so far. So it has high demand in the industry across multiple domains, and the Python is a beginner friendly programming language, yet powerful too for the experts, and versatility makes it a one language for all solution. So for these main reasons we have to learn Python. So due to the high demand and beginner friendly approach and versatility makes it a one language for all solution. So next is about setting up the environment. So to work with Python, you have to set up the environment in your system. So how to set up the environment for Python? So first step is downloading and installing Python. So the website for Python is given here, and just install and verify the installation. Next, installing editors. So there are some editors like IDLE, Jupyter Notebook, Visual Studio Code. So these in these platforms we can run the Python programming. So you can install any editor. So IDLE editor is the default editor that comes with the Python. And if you need, you can also install other editors like Jupyter Notebook or Visual Studio Code. The website is given. So let us see how to install the Python and one of the editors given here. Just type in your browser, give us Python download. So it will show a website called python.org. So you can check for the latest version and you can download it. So go to downloads, it will show the latest version Python 3.13.0. So this is the latest version. If you click it, it will start downloading. So once the download is completed, it will show a pop-up like this. Just click it. Give us install now. So the package will include a Python programming and ideally editor and also some libraries, and you have Python documentation and all the support documents will be installed together in the package. So it is done. Now you can go to your menu and search for Python 3.13. I'm using IDLE editor. So you can type IDLE. It will show you IDLE 3.13. So this window is called as a shell window. So here you can type your program or else you can open a new file and you can save it. So you can save the file in the format .py. So I'll show you a program. So you can type print hello. So it will be printed as hello. So the same thing you can do in a separate file also. New file has been opened. So I'm printing welcome. So you can click the run module, must be saved. So you can give a name, file number 1. So the save type should be as Python files. Okay. So give us save. File will be saved and the program will be executed. So welcome is printed here. Okay. So this is about IDLE editor. So this IDLE editor is coming default with the Python package. So it is easier for us to program in the IDLE editor in the beginning stage. So I hope now you are clear with about installing and setting up the environment for Python programming. In this way, ideally editor is understood, and if needed, you can also install the Microsoft Visual Studio. So the website link is given, and you can go to the Visual Studio Code website and you can download the file. So when you download the file, when you open the Visual Studio Code, you can see a number of libraries available there, including a Python library as well as Jupyter, and some more other libraries are also available there. So you can use it for your project purposes. So it is the advanced editor. So first we'll learn with IDLE, and when we are moving on to the advanced projects, we can use the Visual Studio Code editor. So next we'll see the understanding REPL in Python. So what is REPL? So REPL is the logic behind which the Python runs. Okay, so REPL stands for read, evaluate, print, and loop. So when you code a program in the Python, so it will first read the input that you provide, that is read, and evaluate the input as a Python expression. Then it will display the result for your program and then returns to the prompt waiting for the next input, that is called as a loop. So it will return back to the beginning and it will follow the same process until the loop gets end. So this is called REPL in Python, and the Python runs behind this concept. So next is saving and running Python scripts. So how to create a Python script and how to save it and how to run the Python script. So save the file with .py extension. So always have to save the file with .py extension, or you can check for the file type. It should be like Python files. So now we will see how to create, save and run a Python script. So you can go back to the IDLE shell. So a new file has been opened by us. So you can do the program in the shell or in a new file. So some concepts are not executed in the shell window. So that is why we are moving to the new script. The ideally supports new script, and all kind of programs are programmed in the new script. So you can type a program. So we'll just print. So this is the syntax for printing. So getting the output. So print. We'll come to Python programming. So once you created the program, go to file, give save as. You can give the file name as A. The type should be Python files. Click save. So here at the top you can see it is saved as a.py. So this py is the extension for Python file, and you have to create all the files with the py extension. So now it is saved. Then run the program. So click run module. So we have got the output. It is printed as welcome to Python programming. So this is how we have to create a program in Python, save and run it. So each new file in a Python is called as a script. So next is Python syntax, variables and data types. So you might have heard these words like syntax, variables, and data types. In Python syntax, you have to understand about indentation, comments, and code blocks. So, what do you mean by indentation? So, Python uses indentation, that means spaces or tabs, to define the structure of code blocks such as loops and functions. So for if you are executing any while loop or if for loop, so we will be giving indents, that means spaces. So that will be considered as a code block. So each code block is identified from the spaces or tabs that we are giving. So that is called as a indentation. And comments. So comments means we usually give, even in C or C++ programming, we use comments for our better understanding. So here also in Python, we give comments with the hashtag, so that comments are ignored by the interpreter. So it is used for adding notes or explaining the code. It is just for our better understanding. So we'll see how to print a comment, like how to type a comment or use a comment. And the next thing is code blocks. So code block is a group of indented statements. For example, if you are using a if loop or for loop, we'll be using spaces or tabs for that particular group, then it can be identified as a code block. So we'll see a program for each indentation, comments, and code block. So I'm opening a new script. So I'll be typing a program that contains indentation, comments, and code block. So I'm just giving, for example, age is equal to 18. So I would like to give a comment here. So while giving a comment, you have to use the hash in the front, and you can give your comments. So age is equal to 18 means, so we are using this to identify if a person is an adult. So this is a comment I'm giving. So this is for my understanding or the understanding of the person who is using the program. So this portion will not be considered by the interpreter. So next I'm going for the code block. If age is greater than or equal to 18, so if a person age is greater than 18 means we'll be consider them as a adult, right? So my condition is if the person's age is greater than or equal to 18, it should print the person is an adult. Okay, so this is my condition. So while executing the if loop, I have given a space here. So this is called as indentation. Okay, so when you give indentation, this whole block is considered as a code block. So I'm giving another condition. If age is 18, print the person is an adult. Else, so while using if condition, the syntax is you have to place a colon. Similarly for else condition also. Else, again print the person is not an adult. Okay. So this single program includes the syntax for the Python. It has indentation, it has comments, and it has code block. So in this way, you have to give the condition either if else or for loop. So each and all the loop condition should end with the semicolon, and the print statement should be within the double quote. So this is the syntax for the Python programming. So now I'm going to save the program. Save as type Python files. Save again. Run module. So it is showing us the person is an adult. So the output is the person is an adult. So how it is judging the output depends on the age that we gave in the program. So here, so we have given age is equal to 18. So that's why it is directly printing the person is an adult. Now we can change our program. I'm giving the age as 10. Again, save the program. So each and every time you have to save the program, run. So now it is giving us the person is not an adult. Okay. So we are giving the input here. It accepts the input. So that is called as read. Then it evaluates. So what is the input given? What is the condition given? It evaluates both the things, and finally it is printing the output. Then if it is a loop, like we are giving iteration, means it will go back to the beginning. Okay. So in this way, we have to use the syntax for Python programming. So next concept is variables and constants. So you are well aware of the variables and constants because you will be using other programming languages. So variables are used to store the data that can be reused and manipulated in the program. So here the variable, as far as Python is concerned, variable name must start with a letter or a underscore. Okay, so it can contain letter or underscore or numbers. It may be an alphabet, number, or underscore. So other than these, no other special characters or no other uh, characters are allowed to use as a variable name. And these Python variables are case sensitive, and it cannot use keywords like if, else, while, for. These keywords are not used in the place of variables. Okay. So next is data types. So data types means what is the type of a input that is given. Data types can be an integer or float. Float means it is a decimal point numbers, or it can be a complex numbers, that is a plus jb format. So that is called as complex number. So numeric data types or non-numeric data types are string and boolean. String means a combination of letters, and booleans is true or false. And constants, so all the constant value which does not change denotes the constant, and here the constant should be represented in a uppercase letter. So now we'll see one by one. I just clear the window. Now we learn what is variable, constant, and data types. So I'm assuming a variable x is equal to 5. So this is how you have to assign a number to a variable. So that x variable contains a value called as 5. So x is equal to 5. Now I'm using a constant pi. So what is the value of pi? It is 3.14. So always the constant should be mentioned in a uppercase letter. So pi is equal to 3.14. Now y is equal to x multiplied by pi. So you have to use the same case where you used for declaration because it is case sensitive. So now y is the product of x and pi. Now I am printing the value of y. The value of y is, so I need the value for y. So what you have to do is put a f. The syntax should be like this. So the value of y is open braces y. So in this value of y will be included in the sentence. Now save the file. I'm saving it as variables. Now run the program. So here it is given as the value of y is inside bracket like this. So you can just remove the bracket. So it is enough that you can put a f in the front and you can include comma y. Since when it is a string, you can include the braces. So since it is a number, you need not include the braces here. So now the resultant value is given 15.70001. Okay. So here we have learned what is a variable, how to declare a constant, and now we learn the data type. So to know the data type, you can just give here in the next sentence, you can give print type y. So I want to know the data type of y. So I'm printing its type. Run. Okay. So here it gives the value as class of float. So since it is a decimal number, it is giving a class float. So if I want to know the type of x, you can give type x. Run module. So here class int. So since we have three print statements here, so all the three values are getting printed. First thing the value of y, the next print statement is type of y, and last is type of x. So we have int, float, string, boolean. So all these types are available in Python. So in this way you can declare the variables and constants, and you can know the data types of the variables and constants. And now the task is to write a program that uses different data types. So you can write a Python program which includes different data types such as float, int, boolean, and string. And there is a conversion from one data type to another data type, and you can convert it and print it. So for conversion, I'll tell you how to convert the data types. So here age is an integer. So as we seen before, age is an integer here. Now I'm converting this integer into, sorry, x is an integer. Now I'm converting this x integer into a float. So for that I have to type x is equal to float x. X is equal to float x. Now, so x is equal to float x. We have a little bit confusion there. So we'll use z. Z is equal to float x because x is already an integer. So now I'm saving it in a new variable as a float. Run module. So x is converted into a float. Now I have to print z. So you can see that this 5 is converted into a float as 5.0. So in this way you have to convert the type of one format to another data type. So the command is equal to that particular variable. Before that, what is the data type you are going to change? You have to give the data type followed by the input. So you have to write a program that uses different data types and convert it into one form to another and print the value. So these are the tasks for the session 1. So that's the end of the session. We will see the remaining in the next session. Thank you.